Steve McGeehee with News 9.
Hey, Mark. Gary's played 38 minutes tonight. He was your workhorse. Is this what you wanted to see from him stepping up tonight with so many guys out of the lineup tonight?
Yeah, he was awesome. He was big time. Let's start with the fact back-to-backs. We've talked about this, and it's been a struggle for us lately, since we've had this young group. And, we get in 3:00 in the morning last night, and Bays played a lot of minutes last night, and tonight he goes minute for minute with Westbrook. We matched his minutes so that he could guard Russell. Thought he did a really good job with the game plan there. He played probably the last, 15 minutes straight of the game. I didn't think his energy dipped at all. He was big time tonight. Gets to the line 13 times. I would imagine that's a career high. That was really impressive.
Thanks.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman.
Yeah, Mark, it's second year without Russell. You guys game for him differently this year than you did last year?
Russell Westbrook?
Right.
Yeah. First of all, I think it goes that we haven't talked about this year. I just want to make sure, when our guys are shooting in our gym, the fact that he's been in that gym and shot at our baskets, he laid a lot of groundwork in this organization that we appreciate and respect the hell out of. I'll just say that right off the bat. I think it goes without saying, but I just want to make sure that's on record. The game plan last year, it's a little different, mainly because of who he's playing with. So I think the game plan on him is the same. You got to limit his transition. You can't put him on the line. You got to gap him and try to take away his first step. Tonight we put Baisley on him to try to get a little more length on him so that it was a little harder to finish, a little harder to shoot over. But any differences are probably a byproduct of the differences between Harden and Beal more so than the differences in his game. He had 17 assists tonight on a night that I thought we did a good job on him. He's a great player.
Paris Lawson with OKCThunder.com.
Yeah, Coach, it was a tough, kind of grueling stretch of games for you guys. You kind of mentioned it, 5 games and 7 nights for you guys. What did you think of the way you guys were able to rally back? You were down 17 and cut it to 1 there in that first half.
Yeah, and we got it to 2 in the fourth. We were right on the doorstep of that one, and obviously it didn't go our way. Like I said, we had that tough back-to-back on the West Coast that I didn't think we handled great, obviously. We had the back-to-back Utah back home for the Golden State game, which obviously we didn't handle great. And so tonight was tremendous progress for us. That was tough travel. We got in late. And these guys, were without Lou, obviously, and Roby. And these guys played, man. They really played tonight. I thought the competitiveness, second quarter on, we really competed. It was a fun game to compete in. The guys were really into it. Obviously, we would have liked to get that one. And I'd like to get all these, but at the end of the day, if we compete like that, we'll continue to improve at the rate we've been improving, but that's a main ingredient.
Joe Masato with the Oklahoman.
Mark, just to follow up on Darius, you're right in that it was a career high as far as free throw attempts. What stood out the most about those, and just sort of the way he stayed aggressive and got to the rim and drew those fouls?
He's just been playing with great force lately. He's really becoming more decisive. If you remember back to the beginning of the year, even some of those really good games he had, he was catching the ball and kind of thinking and dribbling before he went into his moves. And those plays have been smoothed out. He's kind of playing against the closeout. He's playing in straight lines, and he's really starting to understand his own strength. Those dunks he's missed the last couple nights, he missed 3 tonight. One was, a no call. The other 2 were fouls. He missed a dunk last night. He missed another dunk last night, rebounded the ball, then punched it. He's really starting to understand how athletic and strong he is and gaining a lot of confidence in that. And we're just lighting the fuse on it. We love to see it. He's going to make mistakes. He's not going to be perfect, but that aggressiveness and that force he's playing with is the type of player that we think he can be.
And just one more from me. I think tonight was your 25th different starting lineup of the season. I know a lot of that is the product of guys being hurt or missing for various reasons, but how much are I know you got to put some group out there, but how much are you learning from different pairings, or I guess how much of this situation has taught you some things about what works and what guys play well together?
Totally. And tonight, we have a small sample size of like Baisley and Poku playing together, and as we project the team outward, that's obviously something that we'd like to see. And so, like I've said all along, the exploration allows us to learn about the players, learn about the combinations. And then the other thing it stress tests our environment and our culture, and it stress tests our system. If we can change a bunch of things and throw different lineups out there, and remain organized and remain intact and have a visible identity, then that's a reflection of our environment, and it's a reflection of a system that you can move things around. And that's really, we're trying to build something that's pliable and flexible, as we build the team out. We want Sam and his guys to be able to go and find anybody at any position from anywhere, so that, they can fit into what we're doing. And that's what we're building right now.
Nick Gallo with Thunder Broadcasting.
Mark, today's the 26th anniversary of the bombing on April 19th, 1995. Not a guarantee in the NBA season that, the Thunder would play on this day. I just didn't know if you had any thoughts coming into the day or afterwards, just about that, given your time here in OKC.
Well, I'll first start by saying that on my job interview for the Blue head coaching job, the first time I stepped foot in the state of Oklahoma, I think the first day or the second day, I was at the memorial, which I think speaks volumes to the priority that the organization places on that event and that memorial, as it relates to the team. Sam spoke to the team this morning to let everybody know that it was the anniversary. And a couple of things that he pointed out that I'll just echo since you asked the question are: number one, not taking a day for granted and remaining extremely grateful, because obviously a lot of lives are lost and it impacted generations. That was his words. And then he also talked about the connection that this particular organization and team has to the community, and the connection that the community has to the team, which we have a lot of new players. We have a lot of young players. And usually the expression of that is when fans are in the seats, and we haven't had the ability to do that this year. And so that was something that he really verbalized to the guys today. Is that, this is a unique relationship between an organization and a community, and, that we should just embrace that. It's an extremely unique relationship in professional sports and the NBA. And we've really feel closely tied to it. And that event, as tragic as it was, there's been a lot of silver lining that's come from that in the city. And I think the Thunder is a byproduct of that.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.